Okay, beta. So good afternoon, all of you.
No, no.
So we are going to discuss pancreas today. Okay, it's very important essay question, which is frequently asked in university exam. So before we start, let us summarize how much we know about pancreas from our previous knowledge. So Lokesh, can you tell me a few points? Where do you find pancreas? Lokesh, beta, where do we find pancreas?
Yes, ma'am.
Location.
Near the duodenum.
Yeah, within the C fold of duodenum, we find pancreas. Very good. What are the parts of pancreas you know from our previous lectures?
Head, neck, body, tail.
Excellent. Head, neck, body, tail. What type of gland is it?
Mixed.
What type of gland is this? It's both exocrine and endocrine.
Tubuloalveolar.
Oh, okay, tubuloalveolar gland. Oh, very good, very good. Functionally, that means it is exocrine part, which is concerned with the secretion of juices, and endocrine part is concerned with the release of hormones. Do you remember any hormone, Abhinav?
Cholecystokinin.
Okay. Any more?
Insulin.
Insulin. Actually,
Glucagon.
cholecystokinin, those hormones actually come from intestinal cells. No, beta. From here you will see insulin, glucagon, somatostatin, isn't it? Okay, beta. That is just for introduction. Just like a brainstorming session, I have asked you those questions. So we will see the introduction, we will see development in brief, location, we will see its peritoneal relations, visceral relations. As Lokesh just told us, its parts like head, neck, body, tail. He also told us about secretory parts, exocrine part, endocrine part. And of course about the pancreatic ducts, isn't it? So how many pancreatic ducts do we have? Raj?
One, ma'am.
Only one, or did I tell any more? We have two, beta. Major pancreatic duct and the accessory pancreatic duct, isn't it?
Okay.
Okay, anyhow, exclusively we will learn pancreas today. Okay, so we'll see the applied aspects also. Now see here, pancreas. What is pancreas? Pancreas means it is all flesh. Okay, and it was first discovered by Herophilus. Okay, and he is the like a scientist who has also discovered the other organs like liver, eye, and he has measured the pulse also. And he was the first person to perform public dissection on human cadavers. Okay, so that is about this great man, Herophilus. Okay, now coming to the location. Now this is Netter's picture, and now see here, because we started stepwise and all of you were there with me. Now when we start the abdomen dissection, we started like skin, superficial fascia, where we had fatty layer and the membranous layer, below which you had three oblique muscles, external oblique, internal oblique, transversus abdominis. You have cut everything in the midline. You have cut at the linea alba. You have reflected the anterior abdominal wall. But what are the other visceral organs which we have removed so as to come to this picture? As soon as we open the abdomen, we see liver, no? This side, this complete side, from till our yesterday's lecture, we saw liver this side, stomach this side. You know? Then we saw coils of, very good, transverse colon, coils of small intestine, isn't it like that? That means everything has been removed now. So as to get the clear picture of pancreas, you have removed the liver, you have removed the stomach. See, this is the esophagus and this is the pyloric part. So that means stomach has removed in this plane. Okay, what are these holes? Whoever tells is really like paying lot of attention. This is inferior vena cava. Excellent, excellent, very good. How many hepatic veins do we have?
5, ma'am.
How many? 5. Very good. Yeah, 5. We have 5 hepatic veins. These are the holes representing that. What is this organ?
Kidney, right kidney.
Yeah, right kidney. This is
Left.
left kidney. Okay, above this, what do we find this yellowish in color? Suprarenal gland. Isn't it? Above the upper pole of kidney, we have suprarenal gland. Very good, very good. If you are able to answer these relations, become very easy. Very, very good. Now, what is this organ you are finding here, Lokesh?
Duodenum.
How many parts of the duodenum we have?
4 parts.
Very good. First part, second part, third part, and fourth part. Abhinav, what is the name of this blood vessel you are finding here? Anybody?
Superficial.
Superior mesenteric.
Very good. Superior mesenteric vessels. Artery and vein. Superior mesenteric vessels. Very good. What is the name of this blood vessel you are finding here?
Celiac trunk.
Excellent. Celiac trunk, splenic artery and all. Very,
मैम
very
वो
good.
superior mesenteric नहीं बोल सकते ना मैम, वो तो हेपेटिक कॉमन हो गया ना, वो वेन
ये तो इसके बाजू में सुपीरियर मेसेंट्रिक वेन ही है बेटा. स्प्लेनिक वेन के साथ जो जाती ना,
हाँ
स्प्लेनिक
Okay,
वेन
got
के
it.
साथ ये वाली होगी इंफीरियर मेसेंट्रिक which will open into the splenic
हाँ,
vein.
Clinic vein.
है ना? Okay, nice, very good. So you will understand relations easily now. Okay, because pancreas has lot of relations. Okay, so location, it is located transversely across the posterior abdominal wall. Okay, then so see here, the pancreas, what is the meaning? That means it is all flesh. Okay, it is present in the C fold of the duodenum. It has head, neck, body and tail. What is the name of this projection? We have named in our previous classes. Uncinate process. Okay, spelling will come in the following slides. Uncinate process. Okay, then. So it is a soft lobulated elongated gland which has both exocrine and endocrine function. Exocrine part is concerned with the release of pancreatic juice and endocrine part is concerned with the release of many hormones, not only insulin. We also have glucagon, somatostatin. Okay, that is. So where is it situated? See, in the first latest picture I told you we have cut the stomach in order to see the pancreas. That means it is situated behind the stomach. Okay.
Bed of stomach.
Yeah. So that is, it is extending till the hilum of spleen. We know pretty well. Okay. Now these are the 9 regions of abdomen. Okay. Chavi, can you tell the names fast?
Right hypochondric, superior gastric मैम, supragastric क्या बोलते हैं?
Superior epigastric.
Superior epigastric,
बस
left
क्या थे?
hypochondrium.
हाँ. Okay. Umbilical, right lumbar, left lumbar, hypogastric,
right,
then right
right
iliac,
iliac,
left iliac. Okay, our pancreas are lying in which region now? It is epigastric, then left hypochondric. A part of it is seen in the umbilical region also. Okay, that is. So epigastric, left hypochondric, behind the stomach, and it is situated in the lesser sac. We know like the area behind the stomach is lesser sac. Okay. Then transversely across the posterior abdominal wall at the level of L1 and L2 vertebra. Okay, that is the location. Okay, the shape of pancreas, it looks like J or retort shaped. The length is 12 to 15 centimeters, breadth 3 to 4 centimeters, thickness is 1.5 to 2 centimeters and weight is 80 grams. Okay. So these are the like very good picture which clearly shows us the head. From the head you have this blind projection, uncinate process. This is the spelling. This is neck, body and tail. Whatever red lines are there which are actually representing the attachment of peritoneal folds. We will elaborate, not a problem. So morphological parts are head, neck, body, tail. Different colors are given to represent this. Head along with uncinate process is given pink color. Okay, neck, body and tail. Okay, now where is the pancreas here? This is our peritoneal cavity picture, isn't it? Chavi, what is this pink area telling us? What is this pink area, complete area called as?
Greater sac.
Very good, greater sac. What is the area?
Process, ma'am.
Yes, beta?
Usinate process.
Uh, no, beta. See, this is stomach, right? Stomach is the landmark. The area in front of the stomach is greater sac, and the area behind the stomach is lesser sac. Please remember, I told you just now, pancreas are situated in the lesser sac. Okay, it is retroperitoneal. What is the meaning of retroperitoneal, Hemalata?
Not,
It
not
is
covered with peritoneum.
Behind, ma'am. It is
Very
covered
Behind
from
one.
like from behind.
yeah. If this is pancreas, like only in front, if it is receiving peritoneal covering, you call it as retroperitoneal. Okay. Now see.
Ma'am, can you repeat, like there's only peritoneum in the front, or it is covering from the back or from behind?
No. It is covering
Mesocolon,
only.
ma'am. Greater omentum from mesocolon.
ये सिर्फ आगे से कवर करेगा बेटे. Suppose this is pancreas and this is peritoneum. Retroperitoneal means the peritoneal covering is only in front.
Oh,
See, this
okay,
is
ma'am.
only in front. Only in front.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, ma'am, the greater omentum जो हम पढ़े transfer
हाँ.
colon से
Continue
pancreas
होगा.
का attachment.
हाँ.
हाँ.
वही है बेटा.
वही है ना?
वही 100% वही है. हाँ. Okay, peritoneal relations. Now we will see here. See, whatever bluish covering we are finding, no, these are the areas which are covered by peritoneum. Okay, rest these bluish ones, and rest of the areas whichever are not covered, like something like bare area we found in the liver, no. So rest of the areas are actually not covered with peritoneum. Okay, so actually, as Hansraj was telling us, transverse colons peritoneal covering is called as transverse mesocolon. So that is only getting reflected and getting attached to the pancreas. Actually, from this picture also you can make out this greater omentum, first layer, fourth layer. Then you see it covers the transverse colon. Transverse colon's continuation is transverse mesocolon, and it is continuing like this. Okay, covering the anterior surface of pancreas only. Pancreas is not having any peritoneal covering behind. Okay, like that. So these are the few areas which are covered by the peritoneal covering, attachment of the transverse mesocolon. Okay. Now in this picture, now if we try to understand, so whatever this yellowish or whatever color you call it, so this color is actually pancreas. Okay, and we know it is present behind the stomach. Okay, and this area will be our transverse colon, and only anterior aspect will receive the peritoneal covering. Okay, so this is the pancreas here, stomach and pancreas. Okay, so visceral relations. Actually, this looks little cumbersome, but it helps us to understand more better. So what is this organ? Everybody will tell now. Liver.
Liver.
Gallbladder. No?
Okay.
So then what is this? Stomach. Stomach. What is this?
Pancreas.
Pancreas. Very good. Lokesh. Pancreas. These are all the coils of small intestine. Okay? Okay, now see here, let us describe each part. See, when you go to dissection hall and do dissection, this is the liver. Okay, beta? And this is C-fold duodenum. And whatever gland we are finding like this, no? This is our pancreas. So much colorless it will be. Okay? Head, neck, body, tail. What is this visceral organ? Kidney. Very good. Okay. So these are the branches you are finding. Actually, these are the branches of superior mesenteric artery. So that means some idea it gives. So enlarged head is the enlarged part which is lying in the C-fold of duodenum, within the concavity of duodenum. Now you need to know the borders and surfaces of head better. Each part will have the borders and surfaces. So when you talk about this, so it has superior border, inferior border and right lateral border. Continuously see the slide. Superior border, where is it situated? Below the first part of the duodenum. Inferior border, where is it situated, Hansraj?
Above third part of
Third part.
Lokesh, very good. Above the third part. Where is the right lateral border situated, Lokesh?
Second part.
Excellent. You told everything. Excellent. You yourself. Okay. Whatever you are finding in the front is the anterior surface, and whatever you see, if you tilt and if you just look from back, that will be the posterior surface. So from head, you are finding this projection, which is called uncinate process. Okay. So now see here. So head is actually lodged in the C-shaped curve of duodenum, and we know it is lying at L1, L2 vertebra. Okay. So anterior surface, if so, without any dissection, you didn't remove any organs and all organs are intact, you will see it will be related to transverse colon and coils of small intestine. If you remove this head, are you finding there is one big vein going behind? What is the name of this big vein? Inferior vena cava. Posteriorly, it is related to inferior vena cava. You will learn the details of right crus of diaphragm as we go into our diaphragm class. Okay, but I told you in my previous classes, right crus is
L1,
quite
L2, L3.
excellent. Very good memory. L1, L2, L3. Why right crus is larger than left crus also, I told you.
Liver.
Excellent.
Yes, liver.
Very
Yes.
good. Yeah, liver is present on the right side and diaphragm is the chief muscle of respiration. Okay, and of course now head of the pancreas, posteriorly it is related to right crus of diaphragm. It's also related to this duct. What is the name of this duct?
Bile
duct.
Common bile duct.
Very good. Okay, so we already know this better, like upper border, lower border, right border. Okay, and left border is towards the neck. Whatever border this side you will have, that partition will be the left border. Okay, all the borders are related to all parts of duodenum, and we will see when we go to blood supply, it will show the anastomosis of superior and inferior pancreatico-duodenal arteries. We will see that better. Now see here. So superior, this also came so many times. Imad, can you tell me superior pancreatico-duodenal artery is a branch of which artery?
Common hepatic.
Tell specifically, whomever I am asking. Hansraj, दूसरों को भी chance देंगे बेटे.
The celiac trunk.
From the celiac trunk. Very good. That means celiac trunk is an artery of foregut, isn't it?
Foregut.
Very good. Now see here. Pancreas also, like duodenum, it is partly developed from foregut and partly developed from midgut. That's the reason partly it is receiving the blood supply from celiac trunk and partly it is receiving its blood supply from the branches of
Superior mesenteric.
superior mesenteric artery. Through which branch? Through which branch of
Inferior pancreatico-duodenal pancreas.
Very good. Inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. Very good. That means superior pancreatico-duodenal artery is a branch of celiac trunk. Inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery is a branch of superior mesenteric artery. That means there is an anastomosis here. So at the superior border is related to first part of the duodenum and also this artery, superior pancreatico-duodenal artery. Inferior border is related to third part of duodenum and inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. This is our right lateral border, which is related to second part of duodenum and terminal part of bile duct, and it receives the anastomosis of superior pancreatico-duodenal and inferior pancreatico-duodenal artery. Okay. Now, coming to this, we know it has how many surfaces? Two surfaces. From front, you call it as anterior surface. From behind, we call it as posterior. So from very good. So the anterior surface, you can see the first part is hanging over it almost. So it is related to first part of the duodenum. Transverse colon is cut so that we can see pancreas. So it is related anteriorly to transverse colon, and these are the coils of jejunum which have started. They will have extensive coils. Okay. So coils of jejunum separated by peritoneum. Okay. So anteriorly it is. Can you see pancreas in this picture?
No. Oh yes, a little bit.
No, but not at all.
No.
This is
Okay.
because this is the place where you have just cut the abdomen by reflecting the muscles.
Yeah, we need to cut. Yeah.
We have just entered into peritoneum. Only stomach, lesser omentum, greater omentum are seen. You need to cut this stomach in order to see the pancreas. You are seeing spleen here. No?
Mhm.
So
Yes, ma'am.
anteriorly, that means anteriorly it is also related, anteriorly the head is also related to, here is the position of pancreas, C fold of duodenum.
Right.
Mhm.
No?
Mhm.
So nothing is visible, pancreas. So it is
Okay.
related
Okay.
to
ma'am.
stomach, lesser omentum, okay,
Mm.
and also lesser sac. Area in front of pancreas and behind the stomach is lesser sac.
Mm.
Okay. Do you remember what is this picture I am showing you, Imad?
Which one, ma'am?
There is some outline given. This picture was used for
The
some
stomach.
stomach. What is the posterior relations of stomach called as?
Stomach bed.
Very good. Stomach bed. Stomach bed. So all these structures, whatever we are seeing, are forming the structures in stomach bed. So are the pancreas coming or not? This yellow
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay. So stomach bed is formed by the pancreas also. Please remember this, practice this picture, but are very, very important. The same slide is there in the PowerPoint of stomach also. Okay. Now we are coming to the posterior relations of the head of the pancreas. So now head is removed, so that now you are able to see this vein. What is the name of this big vein?
Inferior.
Okay. What is the name of this vein?
Renal vein.
Renal vein.
Renal vein.
Because this is on right side, you call it as right renal vein. Along with that, you are finding right renal artery also. Now this like muscle like thing is all diaphragm, and you can see one thing which is hanging downwards, which Hemalata told us, L1, L2, L3 extension. This is nothing
Crus.
but right crus of
Right
diaphragm.
thrust.
We have to be specific. It forms the posterior relations of the head, and also bile duct. Bile duct is not shown here. Okay, so all these structures are forming posterior relations. Chavi, hope you are understanding. Chavi?
Yes, ma'am.
Please pay attention, beta. Okay, no. So now see here, this projection, whatever we are finding here, this is uncinate process. Okay, so it is triangular projection which is arising from the lower and left part of the body, and anteriorly, what are these blood vessels, beta? Lokesh?
Superior mesenteric and
Superior mesenteric
Very
Artery and
good.
vein.
Very good. So anteriorly, the uncinate process is related to superior mesenteric vessels. And if you cut this posteriorly, this area will be related to abdominal aorta. Can you see aorta? Ide kindi varaku vastundi beta. So
Yes, ma'am.
posteriorly, idu untadi behind. Okay. So above, when you cut and see, it will be related to left renal vein. Okay, left renal vein. So these are the relations of this projection. What is the name of this projection? Uncinate
Uncinate process.
process. Uncinate process. Okay. After head is over, neck is over, then we will, head is over, uncinate process is over, we will come to neck. So neck is just 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters between head and body. The direction of neck will be forwards, upwards, and to the left. So neck, in the upper part, it will be related to first part of the duodenum. In the lower part, the neck will be related to the transverse mesocolon. Transverse mesocolon. Okay. Now we are continuing. See, this particular number 2 area, whatever is written here, this particular area is actually neck. So anterior surface of the neck is covered with peritoneum. I told you, stomach is lifted up, isn't it? You are pulling the stomach up along with the greater omentum. See, so that you are able to see the stomach bed. Stomach के पीछे क्या है दिखाई दे रहा बेटे? तो क्या दिख रहा आपने
Yes,
को?
ma'am.
Pancreas, isn't it? So I told you, area behind the stomach is lesser sac, and area in front of pancreas is also lesser sac. That means
Lesser sac. Yes.
it is intervening between these two structures. Suppose this is stomach and this is pancreas. This green area, whatever you have, is lesser sac. Okay, so that's how the anterior surface of the neck is related to the lesser sac.
Ma'am, area between stomach and pancreas is lesser sac.
Yeah, very good. Very good analysis. Yeah, you can tell like that also. Basically, we say area behind the stomach. To be more specific, area between the stomach and pancreas is lesser sac, 100% correct. Okay, that's the reason anterior relation of the neck you are calling, it is covered with peritoneum, that is nothing but lesser sac. It's also related to this area of stomach, isn't it, Hansraj? What is this area of stomach?
Pyloric part.
Pyloric part. Okay. Now coming to the post, now you have cut the neck better while doing dissection because you want to see what is behind. So this is the posterior relation. Okay. So the posterior surface of the neck will be related to the superior mesenteric vein and also the formation of portal vein. Okay. Superior mesenteric vein, splenic vein, both of them will join to form portal vein. No, so this relation, I told you while describing portal vein also, we need to cut the neck of the pancreas in order to see portal vein. That point was there. Okay, in our PowerPoint also. So where is the formation of portal vein situated? At the neck of the pancreas. We need to sacrifice the neck. That means the superior mesenteric vein will join the, this is the posterior view better, so clear it is, isn't it? The superior mesenteric vein and splenic vein will join to form the portal vein exactly on the posterior aspect of the neck of the pancreas. Okay. Now coming to the body. So body is extending from the neck to the tail. Lokesh, where is the tail situated beta from yesterday's lecture?
Spleen, ma'am.
Let him answer.
Hilum of the
Very
spleen.
good. Excellent beta. Very good. Hilum of the spleen. Very good. So elongated part, it is extending from the body is extending from the neck to the tail. Okay. Then it is passing towards the left with slight upwards and backward inclination. It goes backwards. Okay. Just a minute. I hope you are seeing the slide of body.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the next slide now?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you seeing?
Diagram.
You are seeing C-fold of duodenum, pancreas, and you are trying to see various relations. Okay. Now coming to the body. Body is actually 3D picture it has better. Okay. It is extending from the front of the aorta to the left kidney. See here. This is the body. And we know this is aorta and this is the left kidney. Extent is, this was our portal vein. Behind the neck we had portal vein. Adjacent to that aorta has started. So that means from the aorta till the left kidney to the hilum of spleen, we have body. That is the extent from the aorta to the left kidney. So it is 3D picture. So it will have like certain borders like okay, this is better. See, it will have one border above superior border, then one border below inferior border, then it will have one border in the front. Okay, so that will be anterior border, superior border, inferior border, and anterior border. Okay, the surface which is behind, what do you call that surface which is behind? Posterior surface. And the surface which is in front, it will be anterior surface. Okay, and between the anterior and inferior border there will be one surface which is facing downwards, which you call as inferior surface. Inferior surface. So it will have three borders, 3D picture beta it is. It has three borders and three surfaces. So superior border, inferior border, and you have the anterior border. Anterior surface, posterior surface, and inferior surface. Okay. Now see here. This is our superior border. This is inferior border. Where the duct is shown, that is actually the anterior border. Okay. The surface which is behind is posterior. The surface which is front is anterior. The surface which is below is inferior surface. Okay. Now the body, no, actually it shows one projection upwards like this. Actually it is not clear, but I will show much more better pictures. That actually the projection which is upwards is actually called as tuber omental or omental tuberosity. Tuber omental. okay, which is a small projection on the superior border, little towards the neck of the pancreas. Okay, that is tuber omental. Tuber omen. Can you see this projection little better like this? Somewhat.
Hmm.
The body is
Right.
showing somewhat projection. Okay. Now coming to the borders, what is the border which is in the front? I told you anterior border.
Anterior.
It gives, very good, Ritika. It gives attachment to the root of transverse mesocolon. Okay. Now this is our superior border. Superior border we know pretty well. What is the name of this structure, Lokesh?
Cilia.
Celiac
Sorry,
trunk.
ma'am.
Celiac trunk. Okay, what are the three subdivisions of celiac trunk? Meghana, fast cheppala beta. Wait. I'm not asking you. Meghana, celiac trunk. What are the three main arteries? Because you are finding here.
Left gastric,
Very good, beta. Excellent. Left gastric.
splenic, and
Excellent, beta. And
common hepatic.
excellent, beta. Okay, these are the three relations, three things we are finding from the celiac trunk. Okay, and you can see superiorly the upper border is related to the splenic
Splenic
artery and hepatic artery, which are the branches coming from celiac trunk. And inferiorly, what is the name of this blood vessel? Abhinav, what are these blood vessels?
Superior mesentery.
Excellent, beta. Superior mesenteric artery. So inferiorly, it is related to superior mesenteric artery. Is that clear, beta? Relations? So simple from this picture. Okay. Then, now coming to the surfaces. The anterior surface is concave, and we know it is covered with the peritoneum. As Imad was telling us, like anteriorly, it is related to the stomach and lesser sac, because behind these two structures only we get pancreas. Okay. Then we have inferior surface, the one which is pointing downwards. The inferior surface of the body is again covered with peritoneum related to this point, beta. We know the name of this point. That is duodenojejunal flexure, isn't it? I told
Yes,
so many times. Yes, beta. Duodenojejunal flexure. And here we get so many coils of jejunum and also left colic flexure. Okay. If you see the transverse colon like this, we also have left colic flexure there. Okay. So this is our pancreas. And you were telling like lesser sac is between these two structures. So you are right. Between the stomach and pancreas only we have lesser sac. Isn't it, beta?
yes.
Okay, now posterior relations. Excuse me. So now pancreas are completely removed, beta. You are finding abdominal aorta, you are finding left renal artery, no, left renal vein, you are finding left kidney, left suprarenal gland. Okay. So now see here, posterior, you have removed successfully. Now you are seeing posterior relations, abdominal aorta, left crus of diaphragm is this now. What is the extent of left crus, Hemalata?
L1, L2.
Very good. L1, L2. Are you finding some muscle also here? This is
Yes.
actually, this is
Psoas
so
major.
excellent. Very good. Psoas major. So posteriorly it is related to left psoas major, sympathetic trunk, left kidney, left suprarenal gland, left renal vessels. And of course the splenic vein is not seen in this picture, but though it will be there. Okay. Is that clear? Posterior relations?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to tail. Meghana, where is the tail ending, beta? What is this gland we have seen yesterday?
Spleen. Spleen.
Very good, very good. Spleen. So tail is the narrow terminal part. It is, we know it is covered with leno-renal ligament. Lokesh, can you expand? Leno-renal. Extending between what and what? Spleen and kidney, left kidney. Between the spleen and left kidney, we have leno-renal ligament. Now coming to tail relations. You have lifted the stomach up. No, don't want. We want to see how the pancreas look. So you have just pushed it up. So that means anteriorly it is related to stomach, isn't it? And behind it is related to spleen and its vessels. Its vessels. What are its vessels? These vessels.
Splenic artery,
Splenic
splenic
artery.
vein.
Excellent.
Splenic
Splenic artery and splenic vein. And below it is related to left colic flexure.
Colic vein.
Here we found the
Ma'am?
impressions, no? Visceral impressions yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly that point. Huh.
Excuse me, ma'am. Hansraj is not able to get the video, it seems.
No, I only have.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Okay, better. Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now see, this is the tail, beta, and lies here is the lienorenal ligament together with splenic vessels. Okay, they're related to the lower part of the spleen, that is the gastric surface. Because you have lifted the stomach, then you are able to see the tail end. That means related to the gastric. Of course, we have used a separate word. It is the pancreatic surface. No, yesterday I told you at the hilum, isn't it? Now let us see the duct system. I hope you remember, but still. Exocrine part is the part which is concerned with the, I think we will stop here, beta, because 1 minute it will get disconnected. I will send the link within 2 minutes. Okay.
Right.
Ma'am.